the average person turns on the TV and wants to know more about what's going on with Ukraine and Russia, they would probably say Zelensky is a hero. They would consider him Churchill. Putin is the next Hitler. They would say Putin is sick, he's weak. Ukraine is beating and winning the war. America is doing a great job giving all this support to Ukraine and getting involved. It's a great job we're doing taking care of these guys. Everybody wants to go have a meeting with Zelensky. Just a couple days ago, Jill Biden was in Ukraine having a private meeting with Zelensky's wife, First Lady. And Trudeau was just there from Canada, spending some time with Zelensky. It is becoming and the world is getting behind Zelensky. Now, as a person that's extremely paranoid, and let's add a new word to my vocabulary, suspicious, right? I'm sitting there now wondering, is there something I don't know? That was one of the reasons why we wanted to bring you here, because I want to see maybe you got a different perspective that we don't see. When you see what the news is saying, when you see what's going on, do you see Putin getting weaker? Do you see him sitting there, or do you see saying he's doing exactly what he was expecting America to get into this, to use this as an excuse to create a war against U.S., and American people are not thinking the negative side effects of what could happen with this the next 3, 6, 12, 24 months? I don't know. What is your perspective? How do you view what's going on versus the rest of the world?
Okay. Well, first, I do think Zelensky is a Churchill-like character because his job is supposed to be to convince other countries to come to the defense of Ukraine, even if it's not in their interests. I mean, that's what Churchill did with the United States in World War II, and that's what Zelensky is doing now. He's supposed to be doing that, so that doesn't make him an evil person. Putin may well be Hitler, okay, but Putin may well be Stalin, all right. But during World War II, we made common cause with Stalin against the common threat, which was Nazi Germany. And in my view, the West seems to have completely forgotten the strategic big picture here. And the strategic big picture is that we face, the free countries face the greatest threat to our security, to our existence that we have ever faced in the alliance that exists between Russia and China and their client states, North Korea and Iran, in international terrorism, all of whom are part of a new bloc. You know, they haven't formalized it with a treaty for all of them, although there are treaties between Russia and China. And the West has been so slow to wake up to this reality. Only now, I've been saying for many years that Russia and China are de facto allies. And seems to me it should have been obvious to anyone, who had been following the history of the relations between Russia and China. China's superpower capabilities are built on Russian technology. Their new missiles, their advanced aircraft, their ships and everything. Russia basically helped build China into the great military threat that it is today. Likewise with North Korea, it's amazing to me that Washington never seemed to be as surprised as it should be that North Korea, could go so rapidly to acquire atomic weapons, then the hydrogen bomb. Last December, they displayed the world's largest mobile ICBM that people think is going to carry MIRVs now, which is called Multiple Independently Targeted Range Vehicles, so one missile can send many independent. How could North Korea do that all by itself? Well, it hasn't done it all by itself. Its missile technology has been provided to it by Russia and China. They want North Korea to become a nuclear threat to the United States so that they can fight a proxy nuclear war against us if they have to drive us out of the Pacific by raising the risks of providing our alliance guarantees to our allies in the Pacific, so that to change our strategic calculus to say, well, if we defend South Korea, we might get in a nuclear war with North Korea. Is it worth the candle? If we defend Japan, is it worth the candle to risk Los Angeles and a nuclear war with North Korea? Likewise with Iran, the Iranian nuclear program, those are Russian nuclear reactors that were built for them. The Russians are building more nuclear reactors. The North Koreans' missiles are usually based on North Korean technology. Their best medium-range missile, the Shahab-3, is really a souped-up version of North Korea's Nodong. And there are North Korean scientists and technicians and Russian and Chinese scientists and technicians in Iran helping them develop their nuclear missile programs. So they have been a clandestine bloc, okay? Now finally Washington sees that, oh, Russia and China really are allies. They've been hoping that that hasn't been true for many years, right up until the Ukrainian crisis, but they are allies. And our job number one for us, is to be prepared to defeat this bloc, this totalitarian power bloc that is coming. They are a bigger threat to us by far than Nazi Germany and the Imperial Japan were in World War II, because they can destroy our homeland now.
Did you just say they're a bigger threat
than
the Nazi and Germany was in World War?
The Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan combined, and fascist Italy combined, because the totalitarian powers of that day could not reach across the oceans. They couldn't project power across the ocean. Now they can, and they could destroy our society in 30 minutes. And all even their allies. And we should, by the way, when a country gets nuclear missiles, you really need to think of them as a superpower. We like to think of superpowers as, meeting an economic definition. When it comes to life and death, what matters is, can that country destroy you, and can they do it quickly? North Korea could destroy us, and it could do it quickly. That makes them a superpower, even though the rest of their economy, in no other respect are they a superpower. But it doesn't matter. When it comes to life and death, they are a superpower. And Iran, I believe, is already a superpower. I think that it's another topic. I just published a report today, as a matter of fact. It was carried in Israel, called Iran EMP Threat, where I make the case that Iran has already got nuclear weapons, that they've had them for some time. I'm not the only one who believes that. There's a very credible minority view in the American strategic community that never gets heard, okay, that says, hey, Iran has already got the bomb. But this is the most formidable combination we've ever faced in our history, and I don't think we can beat it. If we have to end up having a protracted new Cold War against this combination, we're going to lose. And if it goes into a hot war, we're going to lose even worse.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.